All right, welcome back, Guys in Jerseys podcast number 9. Trevor, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have not made one of these, I believe, in like 2 weeks.
I don't even know what
we were on spring break.
Yes.
But we did do our interview yesterday with Ricky. If you haven't watched that one, go check that out. But we'll start with, we have a lot of football and some basketball, but we'll start with Bryce Harper signed.
Yeah.
While we were gone. It was actually the day I think we all left that Thursday. He signed with the Phillies, a record deal. 13 years for $330 million. To me, I wrote a blog on it. I don't think it's a bad deal. I think will eventually be a good deal for them.
Right.
Especially because, you paid him for 13 years for that 330, so it's about 25 a year.
Right.
So, it gives them the chance to go and get the big fish, the big trout, Mike Trout.
Literally the big trout. Yeah, I agree. I think it was definitely a better deal than the Machado deal.
Yes.
I think that the Padres, they got someone who is not as good as Bryce Harper and who has an attitude problem and an effort problem. And I think Bryce Harper deal was a good deal.
Yeah, it obviously looked like he didn't even want to go there.
Right.
Because it was like he doesn't, wait.
Yeah.
He finally comes. That's big. It was, if I was a Phillies fan there for a second, I'd be like, he's not coming.
Yeah,
I would.
Well, we said that he would go to the Nationals, back to the Nationals.
I didn't think he was.
And then we heard the Nationals pulled out. And then, yeah.
Well, it's surprising because, the Dodgers offered him a shorter deal, but it was for $45 million a year, reportedly. You got to take that.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
But I understand he wanted to be, he's newly married. He wants to have roots somewhere.
Right.
So, I guess it's not too bad. Other news of baseball. Alex Rodriguez, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, they're getting married.
They're getting married.
$1 million ring.
That's ridiculous.
That is the dumbest. What is it? Half your salary or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. 20% or something.
Yeah, something.
Like that.
I don't know if it's half. That's a lot.
You know what? J-Rod is in full swing now. It's in full
J-Rod.
swing.
That's amazing. This is her 4th time being engaged.
Yes. I watched the video, and before this, she was asked to marry 5 times, and she only said yes to 3.
Really?
So this was the 6th, and she said yes to the 4th.
What is it?
And I'm pretty sure this will be his 2nd marriage.
So he's been married. Because he wasn't married to Cameron Diaz, was he?
No, they dated.
Okay.
He was married, had his kids, and then he got the divorce, and then started.
Now he's with J-Lo. Well, they're
they
both
look like they're happy.
They're attractive people. They look happy. They're rolling around in dough. How will you say?
How can you say no?
How can you say no?
no?
How can you say no to $1 million ring?
Did you see what Jose Canseco said?
I saw that he said so. Oh, that he cheated
or something like that. It
was
with
Jose Canseco's ex-wife.
Well, it was something weird. It was like Jose Canseco tweeted out his number.
Yeah.
And said, J-Lo, call me to hear the dirty secrets about Alex Rodriguez. But we pretty much know everything dirty about the guy.
So wait a minute. Yeah. But he put his number on Twitter.
Yeah, he did.
So can we call him?
There was people calling him.
Can we get him live on the podcast?
Yeah.
Go from Coach Ricky Evans to Jose
the guy that shot his finger a few years ago.
Yeah.
I definitely want that
guy. Yeah. But $1 million, I think you can't say no to $1 million ring.
No, you can't.
I didn't even see the ring.
And if you get it broken off, you just take the ring.
Yeah, you just take the ring.
Man.
Do you think they signed prenups?
You have to if you're that rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to.
But they're both really rich. You know what I mean?
So, you have to.
Yeah.
But I would feel like they wouldn't. I don't know. You never know.
Because I feel like if they got divorced, I don't think J-Lo would be wanting to take his stuff. You
never know, though.
You don't know. Yeah, maybe that's.
Nasty.
Well, she has been married 4 times. Is this how she's getting so rich? Is that she's marrying these people, then divorcing them, and taking half their stuff?
I don't think so. Because, she's been very wealthy every time.
Jenny on the Block?
Yeah, that was Ben Affleck.
That was, Ben Affleck.
Jenny on the Block was Ben Affleck.
That was Ben. I
He
can't
was
believe
slapping that booty in that music video. Isn't that hard to believe? He's fat now.
He is fat, and he was Batman for a little bit, but not anymore.
Yeah, he was terrible at it.
Oh, man.
All right, let's move on to seriousness. So we'll move on to the Lakers now. LeBron, to me, the Lakers have obviously given up.
I think so, too.
They don't care anymore. They talked about limiting LeBron's minutes, not playing him back-to-back. Sounds like Joel Embiid on the court.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, he's out for the year with a shoulder injury, a weird injury.
Clot in his shoulder. The thing with this is that there's no one in the NBA that's ever had this. so they're not really sure on what the outlook for him is because, like we know, Chris Bosh, who had the clots in his legs,
Yes.
that
He's
ended his
done.
career.
He's done.
Yeah, so no one's ever.
Well, it's different though too because he's young still.
Yeah,
he's like
he
what
is.
22, 21.
Yeah, he's super young.
So it's like, what do you know, especially if you wanted to trade him, now it's just like, well, you can't trade him now.
Well, and that's another issue is his now. What can you get in a trade with him?
I don't think you can.
Really?
Because I don't think anyone's going to take him on.
Right.
Unless it's, he can definitely play still.
Right.
The other one is Lonzo. They're shutting him down for the year.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the ankle injury was something he could play through, and
I think if they could have made the playoffs and had
I think he would be playing.
Yes, but it was just
Right.
like I think they've given up.
I think so too.
The sad part is there's 15 games left, and they're 5 games behind. They could have tried a little bit more.
Right. Well, and then I think it was Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah.
Or
well,
was it?
and Jeff Van Gundy talked about it last night, but Dan Patrick was actually the first person to say it about trading LeBron.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting to?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
To rebuild the team.
I mean, you don't want to trade LeBron, obviously, but if you think about it and what you could get for LeBron.
Right. Who do you want more, Kevin Durant or LeBron James right now?
I mean, right now you want Kevin Durant.
Or Kyle. I always get his name wrong. Leonard.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, that's how you say it.
I think you definitely want to get either of those two. But I mean, even if you trade him for Anthony Davis.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they can clear their cap space. They
already have a lot of cap.
Right, and then if they get rid of LeBron, they clear the cap space, get some decent players, and then can go after the big.
I think if they got rid of LeBron,
You think it would be for?
I think more free agents would want to come play.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously there's guys that came out and said, I don't want to play with them.
Right.
It's a ball hog.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Channing Frye and
they joked around.
Yeah, they're saying he's a ball hog and stuff. That's funny.
Yeah.
They're funny guys.
No, but to me, the Lakers gave up completely.
Yeah.
Luke Walton will not be the coach next year.
No,
He'll be fired
not.
as soon as the season's over.
Well, that's what happened in Cleveland too.
Yeah. Well, there was a report that came out that said Luke Walton wanted to resign Brook Lopez and resign Julius Randle, but Magic did not listen to him at all and said we're not resigning him. So I feel like Magic and them have a plan, but it's not worked at all.
No, yeah, so far it hasn't. I mean, and it's kind of hard to because it's only been it hasn't even been a full season yet, and I think that coming in, I think they knew that this is going to have to be more of a long-term thing, especially with such a young team.
I think they thought it wasn't going to take as long.
Right. Yeah.
And it did. It's taken way longer than they thought.
Yeah. Because when you have LeBron, you want to win that season.
Well, of course. I mean, when LeBron comes there, you expect to win.
Right.
But, you got to think about it. They were not a playoff team before. And they're not going to be a playoff team this year.
Well, and I wonder if LeBron is, the effort is just the lack of effort.
He just doesn't look like himself.
I think he just is just whatever for the season. You know what I mean? And I think next year he'll come back and be the normal LeBron. But, it's hard to sit there and slack off for an entire season and then come back and be 100%.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a part of your career is towards the end.
Especially when you've already burned bridges.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So say they don't trade these young kids, so it's like
now you gotta play with them for the next couple seasons.
Exactly. We'll move into college basketball now. It's coming into championship week for the tournaments. Teams have already made their bids. But, littler teams like Liberty and all that, which is still cool because, they could be a Cinderella team.
Yeah.
But your prediction right now, who do you think is the best team going into the tournament?
Well, obviously you want to say Duke. But
even though they just got
and that's what I'm saying. But I think the best cohesive team is North Carolina. I think that Kobe White and Luke May, I think that they are they're the real deal, and that they're gonna put this North Carolina team over an even healthy Duke. Duke with all the players that they need. Okay. And I know you want to get to your.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick in the ACC. I'm gonna go with Virginia though.
Yeah.
I think because they're a little bit older. I think getting beat last year in the first round to come back, if they could come back this year and win it all, I think it would make way sense. Bennett just won Coach of the Year there. They had the Defense Player of the Year in ACC. I think they want to come back and they want to win.
Yeah,
to me, they're the most complete team.
Yeah.
If I had to pick another team, though, I'd probably go maybe Kentucky, the way they played down the stretch.
Yeah.
I'd love to say Michigan State, but just because of the fact that they have so many injuries,
Right.
and they probably won't win the Big Ten tournament. So it's just gonna be tough for them. But I mean, you look at all the teams right now, and the way the bracket's looking out with the number 1 seeds and the number 2 seeds.
Well, I even like Gonzaga.
Yeah, I do.
Pretty
Yes.
well.
Yes. Well, I think the crazy thing is to look at that Duke right now is a 2 seed projected.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everybody wants to see Duke be that 1 seed,
Right.
but I think if they're the 2 seed, it could help them though. I think that would help them tremendously.
I agree.
Just on the fact that they have the chip on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really thinking about them coming into the tournament,
Right.
especially if they get Zion back.
Right.
But if Zion comes back this week like he's supposed to, and they tear through the ACC tournament, well,
We could see a difference.
they're going to be a 1 seed.
Yeah.
But no, I think if they're a 2 seed, it helps them tremendously
Yeah, I agree.
throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Antonio Brown, his free agency or whatever is finally over. He got traded last night or yesterday to the Raiders or whenever it was. It was over the weekend.
Right.
The Raiders gave up a 3rd and a 5th round pick
Yep.
for him. Do you think it's a good deal or a bad deal?
For the Raiders or
Yes.
for the Steelers? I think it's a good deal for the Raiders. I think this is a steal for them. I mean, and obviously Antonio Brown's what 30.
It's 30, 31. I
Yeah,
think.
obviously he's getting a little up there in age, but still a 3rd and a 5th round pick. They had 3 first-round picks and ended up being able to keep them for a top 5 receiver. So yeah, I think that it was a good deal for them.
What about the Steelers?
I think it was a horrible deal.
Do you think it was? I think it was a good deal for them too.
3rd and 5th though.
You got to think about not about the draft picks, but the baggage that they're getting off.
Right.
And the only reason that this is a bad deal for the Steelers is that they have to take on the $21 million in cap this year.
Right.
But for the Steelers, they're really good at getting wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good at it. They always have. They got Antonio Brown in the 6th round.
Right.
They got Juju in the 3rd. I mean, they're going to be fine. It's just what sucks for the Steelers is that they had Big Ben, they had Le'Veon Bell, and they had Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all gone except for
Yeah.
Big Ben. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Big Ben talking about retiring like every other year.
Yeah, I mean, last year it sounded like that was his last season that he was
Exactly.
done, and then he came back, and now all this stuff happens. I don't like. Yeah, I would see hard for him to keep wanting to come back, especially him kind of getting thrown into the middle of this without really.
Well, I mean, obviously Antonio Brown did not like him towards the end.
Yeah.
That was obviously proven and obviously shown. But it's just so tough to tell for the Steelers. But I think the Steelers will be fine. They didn't make the playoffs this year. Maybe they might not make it next year, but they still have Juju.
Right.
So, I mean, it's going to be different for him, though. But it's going to be different for Antonio Brown. I do not expect the Raiders to make this big jump.
Me neither.
They might win 6-7 games.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Antonio Brown, he's going to help the team, but he's not going to help them crazily. You know what I
Right.
mean?
He's not going to completely do a 180 on how. The Raiders are one of the worst teams in the NFL
Yes.
last year, and I don't think one wide receiver is going to change that.
No.
There's their team. I mean, and even with these 3 first-round picks, that's still 3 guys in their first season in the NFL. That's not enough.
Well, and we still don't know about Derek Carr.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
what is Derek Carr going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or what are they going to do with Derek Carr? But no, I think obviously getting Antonio Brown's big because, I mean, he's one of the best wide receivers. They got him for a steal, but it's also comes with a lot of baggage. What if they don't win? How does you know what I mean?
How does he react to that?
That's the thing you have to think about because, I mean, obviously when the Steelers didn't win, this all happened.
Right. Well, and I wonder if Antonio Brown really cares about winning or if he cares about him getting money and him getting the ball.
I think it was him getting the money because, I mean,
Mhm.
as soon as he got traded, it was a new deal with $30 million guaranteed for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think it was more for the money.
And I think the problem with him and Big Ben was he felt he needed to get the ball more.
But I mean, he got the most targets. That's the thing.
Yeah,
to
no,
say.
yeah,
It's hard.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think what hurt him is when Big Ben threw that pick against Denver, and he said Antonio Brown shouldn't have ran the route that he did. I think that's kind of when it started slowly going downhill. But no, I mean, it's I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I just don't think it was done for the right intentions for the Raiders. Like you're a bad team, so you go out and you get this big star.
Right.
But is it going to work? I don't know. You know what
I mean, and Derek Carr is a phenomenal quarterback,
Yes.
and it's unfortunate that he had the season that he had last year. But I don't think he's I don't think of him like lesser as a quarterback
No.
because of last season. He was in a very tough situation.
Yeah.
And
he still had a good year.
He had and that's kudos to him for being on that team and still being a good quarterback. And I like Derek Carr. I think him and Antonio Brown. I think he's gonna go straight at Antonio Brown.
Well, you have to.
I think
there's no one else.
He's gonna make Antonio Brown put the money where his mouth is. And if you're gonna talk all this mess,
John Gruden's gonna make him do that
right?
too.
Yeah.
Because John Gruden is a tough coach.
Yeah, he is.
So
he's also one of the most notorious coaches.
Well, yeah, he's the biggest.
One of the most respected.
So this is gonna be different because I don't think Gruden's gonna allow the FaceTime or the Facebook Live in the locker room or skipping a practice.
No.
So this is going to be different. Antonio Brown's going to have to change everything 180 degrees.
Yeah, and I think maybe just him getting comfortable in Pittsburgh is kind of the reason why he did things like that. And maybe the change of the scenery, maybe that'll push him into actually being a more appropriate football player.
Hopefully. Another big signing for the Raiders. They get another Brown in Trent Brown for 4 years, $66 million, $36 million guaranteed. To me, this is a terrible deal.
Why do you think that?
Just on the fact that I feel like this is going to be another one of the Patriots free agents.
Right.
That Bill Belichick knows that he can only be good with them.
System guy.
Exactly. They got him last year for a third-round pick. Mm-hmm. So obviously he wasn't great.
Killing it, yeah.
And then now all of a sudden you're going to give him the biggest deal ever. The same thing happened last year with the Patriots line.
Right.
And Nate Solder. And look what you've turned.
Awful for the Giants.
So I think this was another thing where the Raiders were like, we'll go spend money, and now it's just like, you know what I mean? So I understand paying Antonio Brown, but to pay Trent Brown, and I saw a report that also said now the Raiders might not have a lot of cash flow, so they might be done in free agency. So you spent $30 million on a wide receiver and $36 million on a lineman.
That's not even.
No, when your team needs a little bit more.
Right.
And you have all these, rookies obviously going to come in. I just don't know what their direction right now moving forward is.
Right. I agree.
We'll get to your Eagles now. Jason Peters, they re-signed him this morning.
Yeah. To
a 1-year deal. And the big news that just about 10 minutes ago, Deshaun Jackson's coming back to
Philly, baby.
What do you like about that?
I mean, even though he's a little bit up there in age, he's still got the burners. He's still a quick guy, and he's still a solid receiver. He may not be what he used to be, but he still is a good asset to have in that receiving core. And they already have guys like Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey. I think this, and hopefully, what is Golden Tate doing?
I don't know. He's still free.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, if we can re-sign Golden Tate, maybe that might be why Deshaun Jackson got signed, because maybe the Eagles don't know if they're going to get Golden Tate back. But I think that he is definitely an important addition to that receiving core, and I like to see him back in Philly.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. Obviously he's not what he once was.
Right.
But obviously he's going to want to play there. He's going to want to play really hard. Obviously at Tampa he just was kind of like, he got his money. He was kind of like, screw it. He posted today that he was leaving, so everybody's wondering, where is he going to go? Yeah. Is he going to get cut? Is he going to get traded? He obviously got traded. The other thing with the Eagles, obviously they weren't going to get Nick Foles a deal.
Mm-hmm. He
got a big deal today, though, in Jacksonville. 4 years, $88 million, $50 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good deal.
Yeah. It's starting QB money, and that's what I like to see.
It is. Well, and it's not expensive.
No.
QB money.
No.
Obviously, he's a Super Bowl MVP. I think it's a good deal. But, now it's like they paid Blake Bortles all that money last offseason.
Yeah.
So, obviously, are they going to trade him or are they going to cut him?
Right.
Moving forward. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be any QB controversy.
No, I think Nick Foles is going to be the guy right out the gate.
But I think the only thing that can hurt Nick Foles is if he goes there and he doesn't win, the pressure. I think because this was a team that made the playoffs 2 years ago, made all the way to the AFC Championship game.
Came to a close. It was close.
You arguably could have went to the Super Bowl if they would have made some plays.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they don't make the playoffs at all.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of pressure on him going there. But I think they'll be better, obviously.
Right.
It's just tough to tell, though, because, Nick Foles, we just talked about it before. Nick Foles out of the Eagles system or out of the building. He's not been as good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is a change, Nick Foles.
Right.
It's different than what he was.
Well, I mean, and also when he left, he was coached by Jeff Fisher, and we all know that quarterbacks just struggle under Jeff Fisher.
Well, everybody struggles.
Yeah, the entire team struggles under Jeff Fisher. But yeah, I will, and it's kind of similar to the Eagles. They have a pretty good Jaguars have a really good defense, and that's the Eagles. That kind of helped out Nick.
Well,
Foles.
they want to win. The Jaguars.
Yeah, they do want to win. They got close, and they want to keep pushing over in there. And I think it hurt them last year not making the playoffs. And I think they want to not only make the playoffs, but make a real big statement about how good their team is.
For sure, they have a lot of questions. I think they filled it big time. Obviously,
Mhm.
getting Nick Foles because they needed a quarterback.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles horrible,
Right.
terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, he could probably play decent on his best day, but he's gonna get you to the Super Bowl. No, Nick Foles has obviously proved that.
Experienced guy, yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'll go through some of the other big free agents.
Landon Collins is probably the most interesting.
Landon Collins was one of the biggest ones this morning.
Yeah.
Signing with Washington. He got 6 years, $84 million, 45 guaranteed for a safety. It's ridiculous.
That's pretty
money.
nuts, yeah.
I think that helps them. I mean, obviously they got Case Keenum.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have Landon Collins. I mean, they probably could have made the playoffs last year if they would have been fully healthy. They
Right.
probably would
Smith doesn't go down.
have won the division if they were fully healthy.
Right.
So I think it helps them moving forward. Case Keenum's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's a guy that can get the job done.
Well, I mean, you get some weapons around.
And all he has to do is hit open guys or whatever and not turn the ball over. And pretty much the rest will take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, and getting Landon Collins helps them on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
Take some pressure off him.
Yeah.
Trey Flowers is going to the Lions. 5-year deal. A Patriots guy meeting up with Matt Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one where I feel like he's younger, but it's the Patriots didn't want to re-sign him. Do they know something that he might not be as good?
Right.
Kawhi Alexander gets a big deal with the 49ers for 4 years, $54 million, $27 million guaranteed. He was a guy at with the Buccaneers. He's had a pretty good career.
I like Quan. Yeah.
He's really good. I guess the Tampa Bay offered him like $10 million a year or something like that, and obviously he got a better deal.
Yeah.
Danny Amendola to the Lions. He meets back up with Matt
Yeah,
Patricia
right.
for a 1 year, $5.7 million deal. He was horrible last year with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't really see.
I would have thought that he was going to go back to the Patriots.
Right, I don't see him having too many
I don't
seasons.
I don't see why they pay him $6 million.
No, yeah, I don't. I think, and depending on how he does this year, this might be maybe his last time going around.
I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, he's one of those guys that outside of New England, he's not been as good.
Right, I agree.
Dante Fowler back to the Rams. That's a big one. Gives them a pass rusher.
Yeah, he's real good. I like that a lot.
We have another one, Frank Gore, signed with the Bills, just in 1 year.
I didn't know Frank Gore was still in the NFL.
Yeah, he's like 35.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Him and LaShawn McCoy in the same.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna be the oldest backfield.
Right. Yeah.
In the NFL, those were the biggest signings. But the two biggest people I think right now everybody's kind of leaning towards Earl Thomas. The Cowboys obviously made that big old statement a few years ago that said, "Come get me." He was hurt last year. I heard he wants $14 million a year, which is right around like where Landon Collins got his money. And that the Cowboys would not get a discount, even though he's a Texas kid. I mean, we talked about it before. I don't know if I'm going to pay a guy who's 30, plays safety, broke his leg. I don't know if I'm going to pay him $14 million.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, the Cowboys are a team that can probably pay that, but are they willing to take the risk of paying a guy who's had injury issues that kind of money?
Well, I think it also comes in because, I mean, obviously Dak's going to get an extension sometime. Zeke's going to get an extension sometime. So it's like, some of these teams, when you look at them, you're just like, well, if you pay him $14, $15 million a year, that could hurt you when you pay your quarterback, when you pay your running back. Who else can you get after you've paid Earl Thomas?
Right, and I mean, and they got their left tackle. I can't remember his name right now, but they're obviously going to want to re-sign him. And there's other guys on the line that they're going to want to re-sign. So they've got a lot of players that they're going to want. And I don't know want to extend or whatever. So I don't know if they should go after Earl Thomas, who has these injury problems. And, I mean, if they can get him for less, that's a good deal.
Yes, but I don't think they're going to.
No, me neither.
And I don't foresee him signing with the Cowboys. I think maybe the 49ers.
Okay.
Richard Sherman maybe. I think he probably is going to stay maybe West Coast, but
Right.
maybe Southern.
Right.
Maybe the Chargers. So
Right. Yeah, that would be a good. That would. I mean, if I was Earl Thomas, that's where I would want to go.
Yeah.
Is San Diego. They've got a pretty good team getting built up there. And
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the rise for sure. And Earl Thomas is, if he can stay healthy, is the guy that can put them over the hump
Yes.
and get them to maybe even a Super Bowl.
Maybe.
You
Who knows?
You never know.
So.
Yeah, for real.
Guys had good teams, never been able to do anything.
Yeah. So one more thing on the free agency, Le'Veon Bell. Where do you see him going?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell right now. You got the Jets, you have the Colts. You have maybe the Raiders.
Well, and didn't he make a video talking about Kansas City?
I don't know. There's a lot of different.
I don't quote me on this, but I thought I saw a video of him talking about, see me in a Chiefs jersey or something like that. So I mean, that would be pretty insane if they could land Le'Veon Bell, have Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill,
That would be great.
Travis Kelce. They'd be pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just with some of these guys, it's so hard to tell because the thing with Le'Veon Bell is he didn't play at all last year.
Mhm.
So what does he look like now?
Right? How good is he now?
How does he move now? What's kind of his market? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Mhm.
obviously his market with the Steelers, obviously that was the actual market value, like 14 a year, 15
Right.
a year. But now it's like you haven't played a year.
Mm-hmm.
I still think if you sign him, he's gonna be fine. It's just the fact that he has not played a year. But I foresee maybe probably the Jets or a team with a lot of cap room that's just gonna go after him hard.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's hard because on one hand he didn't play at all last season. On the other hand, he is a good running. He has proven that he's a good running back, and probably the most versatile running.
Yeah,
back
he can
there is.
receive the ball.
Yeah, and also he's a diva, and he's not. He's gonna go after the money that he thinks he deserves. And just because he didn't play last season, he's still gonna be like, so what? I'm the best. Like, give me my money. You know what I mean? So,
I feel like he's the type of guy though. Once you satisfy him, he'll work really hard.
no, absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? It's not. I don't think with like the Antonio Brown thing, where I think he basically Antonio Brown. It was different between Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown because Le'Veon Bell was he just said I won't even show to the building and I'm basically going to give up on the team.
Mhm.
But Antonio Brown was I'm in the building but I'm going to give up on it.
Right,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? But it's different because Le'Veon Bell wasn't like Trey Mir, something
Right.
like that. So I don't know, but I think Le'Veon Bell's a guy. He's a little, he's younger. He wants to win. Give him his money, satisfy him. Then I think he's going to work hard for you
He's
forever.
gonna be a great running back.
But I think his best fit, would be with the Colts.
Yeah.
They have
Andrew
$101
Luck.
million in salary cap.
I mean, that's who else are you gonna go after?
There's really who else? We talk about all these other big names. It's maybe a trade or something like that. But dude, if you're the Colts with Andrew Luck, you have to go all out. I think.
Yeah, I mean, and it kind of sucks because they do have good back and Marlon Mack and
Yes.
stuff like that. But I mean, Le'Veon Bell is a generational talent. There's only one kind of Le'Veon Bell. You only get one opportunity because who knows? He could sign with a team, love it there, and never leave, and then you lost your chance. You never even tried to get Le'Veon. So
Or maybe a team that was terrible.
right, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, if I was the Colts, I would definitely throw him whatever, see if he takes it. If he does, you got yourself probably the best running back in the league.
Or if you're the Patriots,
that'd be
throw him
pretty.
less money, but say, look, we can win.
Right, but what do you think he wants more?
See, that's where it's tough.
Yeah, you can't read his mind.
Because obviously the Patriots wouldn't give him $14 million a year.
Right.
But if you came in with $6 million a year,
that would be.
It's way less.
Yeah, that would be. I would be super. I think that he could go somewhere else and potentially win.
Well, I think you also got to think it's a
more.
longer thing too. Because Tom Brady says he's basically got 3 years left to 45.
Right.
He says he's playing to. So. Are you going to sign a 5-year deal when you know the quarterback's going to be gone in 2 years?
Right.
And you're going to have to pick up a lot of the load running wise.
Yeah, and who knows what they're going to do with
I
the
just hope.
quarterback.
It would just be crazy and fun to see the Patriots go.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they'd stick it to the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
No, me neither. I see him going to. I would say the Colts probably.
Probably the Colts or the Jets.
Yeah.
The two teams are going to throw.
I don't know if they said Kansas City or not, but I thought he said Kansas City.
Yeah.
He might have said. He either said Kansas City or Oakland, one of the two.
It might have been Oakland. You know, I saw
Yeah.
a thing. Derek Carr followed him on Instagram.
Oh.
Like, ooh, that's such a big deal.
I can't believe they don't already follow each other on Instagram.
I feel like they already do.
Yeah.
And it was just a report that they got Antonio Brown. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe all those guys don't follow each other. Like Aaron Donald,
I feel like they do.
follows.
I feel like they do.
Yeah.
I feel like they do. It's just a thing that's you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us today on the podcast. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, and Robo Rangers District Championship. Shout out to you guys. It was super cool. I loved going, and thanks for winning for me. All right, peace.